All right, so here we go. This is the unit I took out. As you can see, it's a 50-gallon tank. Nothing special about it other than the cost it requires to operate. And you can see per year is $514. It's a, I think this one is a 4,500 watt element unit, dual element, of course. Like I said, generic scenario, I think it was like State Industries is the one who built this guy. So that's this guy. All right. Now, this is the new guy. She's currently running, actually. This here is a Rheem hybrid unit. So it's hybrid only because it can do it's a heat pump water heater, right? This is some of that new technology. I mean, they've been out, I guess, a year or two, but this is the latest from Rheem, right? I'll show you guys. And I didn't get it professionally installed. My brother and I actually did this installation ourselves. So please keep the criticism to yourself, because trust me, we're not professional by the least, and we just decided to do something on our own. You know, it's all about that, taking a personal interest in what's yours. So this is the unit, and I know for most of you guys who know about this, this is that. I'll just give you a quick rundown. We come out the wall, we double back, because the original unit was shorter than this unit, so those pipes went straight down to it, so that's why they're so long. But I didn't want to diminish that space, and I didn't want to lose the cutoff valve, so I just went and double back. It looks all right, but it gets the purpose done. And if for any reason something happened, have to revert, or the technology change and I want the latest, and I have to go back to a conventional top fed and supply unit, then I'll have enough piping to do so without having to reconstruct my entire pipe. Okay, so the water, cold water comes in through the bottom. That's what we have here. I decided to go with the flex bends because that allows me to have flexibility for movement, right? And so I'm not so rigid. So if I need to adjust the water heater or replace it, it's an easy disconnect versus having to continually cut PVC in order to get a connection in place. All right, so here we go. And that lead on the floor, that's the water sensor. You all know that's to drain the tank, that intermediate spigot there. And this is the return line. So we have the supply on the bottom, and then we have the return here. And this is the hot water going back to the house. And you see this pipe right here, that's a condensation pipe for the heat pump unit. That's probably what you're hearing, so I'm hoping it's not killing my voice, but it's actually not loud at all, man. So up here on top, we have, this is the inlet fan. It's pulling the air into the unit and through the condenser and all that good stuff. You know, for you guys who know all about that heat pump technology and or refrigerant and all that kind of stuff. That's not me, but I'm learning as I go. And then this is the exhaust fan right here. What's awesome about this bit is that, man, coming out of here is cool air. I mean, like AC type air. It's so comfortable. If I close my garage door, and within 20 minutes, this whole space gets cool. I mean, even waking up in the morning, it's like ice cold in here, man. So this is gonna be awesome in the summertime, being that I live in Florida. So I'll get free heat generated by the sun. This will consume it. Won't have to use any element. I'm currently running it in the energy saving mode because it's still kind of cool here in Florida. So it takes a little bit longer to recover when water is being utilized. So I decided to go back from heat pump only to energy saver mode, and that allows me to split the difference between the heating elements as well as the heat pump technology, right? So it's a nice balance. It seems to be very efficient. I'm monitoring it via a Sense unit I have installed in my system, so it seems to be very efficient. So I'm gonna run you guys through these screens right quick, just as a kind of introduction to this. So the modes, options, 7-day vacation mode, water off. And then if I hit these arrows, well, let me just go through this one more time. Right here, heat pump, high demand, electric mode, 7-day, heater off, and then energy saver where I am. If I change these, if I hit these arrows right here, this will increase the temperature. It gives you a warning for scalding risk. And then 120 seems to be perfect, and it's a house of 5. So we don't have no problem. I don't know, that might have been shut off because of me making the changes there, but that's fine. So you hear the difference in the sound. So hopefully my AC is running too, so that's conflicting noise, but it's not bad pertaining to the noise. You can't hear it inside the house, and even when you're in garage, it's not something that's like, you know, deafening or intrusive to your to yourself as you're doing other things or being on the phone or just having a conversation. It's very subtle in the background. All right, well, with that said, so that's the unit there. So let's just go through the rest of these menus right quick. So service, that tells you the model number and all that good stuff for the unit. And then you have the alarm here, nothing there, so it shows nothing. Next thing here is status. Status will tell you the mode, no demand. That's what I love about the energy saver mode, is that it's based on demand. So if I start running hot water and it start utilizing, then it'll turn on the heat pump to kind of maintain the water as it's being utilized, which is efficient because the heat pump uses less than 500 watts, whereas the heating elements are anywhere from 4,500 to 5,000 watts, right? So it's an awesome concept when you think about it. And when I show you the sticker, I have to kind of swing around here to show you the difference between the previous heat pump, or the previous water heater rather, and this one. It's immense. But let's just get through this, and then I'll show you the Energy Star sticker on this guy, and you can compare it to what I showed you on the previous model. All right, well, that's that. And then the sensor, look at it. Look at the information it gives, man. Upper tank temperature, lower tank temperature, ambient temperature. I mean, that's amazing. As far as I'm concerned, that's brilliant. You know, a lot of relevant information here. You know, suction temperature, evaporator temperature, discharge temperature. I mean, it's amazing how cool that is. You got pertinent information. You know, the one thing I did notice that's kind of a nuisance is the fact that it doesn't tell you this information, the sensor information on the app. And I'm hoping that someone from Rheem is hearing this